So, our next topic is to study the measure of shape. Measure of shape we can study with three types of data. We'll see the type skewness with the help of the measure of shape. The skewness also shows us how the data is spread with respect to central value. So, our first topic is to learn this skewness. Skewness is what? It shows the nature of data spread with respect to central value. So, we will just see what kind of data we have. Generally, whatever the data we have, this is the central value, means average value. So, generally, data is like this, means we have lots of, means suppose this is the lowest mark in the class and this is the highest mark. So in general, maximum number of students in the class will lie in that range, means maximum number of students get average mark, that is the average. So maximum number of data lie in that portion. So our data is lying in which portion, that particular shape is given by skewness. Okay. So in that diagram, in the diagram is what? Mean and median is same. Mean and median is same. Why? Because in general that data is almost 50% here, just left side of the central value, and 50% is here. So data is symmetrically distributed along the means either side of the central value, that is the central value, that is the central value. Okay. So in that case, it is means the data is equally distributed either side of the central value. Okay. Now we will see if the data is distributed like this, means this is the highest value, this is the highest point. So in that case, you find the median here, means maximum data is on the right hand side of the highest value. So this is positively skewed data. We can call it as a positively skewed data. We can say this is the positively skewed data. Okay. If the data is given in such a kind of, if data is forming such a kind of shape, means maximum value is here. So maximum data is lying on the left side of the mid value, that is the central value. Central value basically. So this is the central value, but maximum data is lying on the left side, so that is negatively skewed. Generally, theoretical question is not asked on that topic, so we have to directly learn the formulas and we'll see. Okay, so we will directly see the formulas. So we have formulas to measure skewness. We have formula to measure skewness. There are two formulas. One is the Karl-Pearson coefficient of skewness. One is Karl-Pearson coefficient of skewness. So we will directly see the formula and we will see how to solve the examples based on the formula. Okay. So Karl-Pearson coefficient of skewness. There are two formulas. Absolute measure. First, I have to write Karl-Pearson's coefficient of skewness. Coefficient of skewness. Okay. So first one is the absolute measure. First formula is what? Absolute measure. First formula is absolute measure. So Sk mean minus mode. Very simple. Mean minus mode. And second one is relative measure. Second one formula is relative measure, and that formula is indicated by that symbol is J, and formula is mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. Mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. That is the formula. Okay. So Karl Pearson have given two formulas. One is absolute measure, that is Sk mean minus mode, relative measure J mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. Okay. So this is the formula of Karl Pearson coefficient of stiffness. Okay. Now we have to understand the relation. We have a relation when mode is not given. When there is mode is not given. So what we will do? Simple. We have formula for mode. Mode formula is what? 3 median minus 2 mean. 3 median minus 2 mean. So we can convert this formula with the mode formula. So we are now converting that mode by this formula. So we will see what kind of changes will occur. Okay. So first one is absolute measure, that is Sk. Sk is equals to mean minus mode. Mode is what? 3 median minus 2 mean. So you just have to solve it. Mean minus 3 median minus into minus, that is plus 2 mean. So I have to erase it. So just solve it and you get the formula in terms of mean and median and mean. Okay. So mean plus 2 mean, that will be 3 mean minus 3 median. So we can get common, 3 as a common, mean minus median. That we got the new formula of Sk in terms of mean and median. Okay, mean and median. In the same way, we are going to replace that mode with that formula. Okay, so J is mean minus, in terms for the mode value we have to keep that value. So we will keep it 3 median minus 2 mean divided by standard deviation. So mean minus 3 median plus 2 mean divided by standard deviation. So the formula will become the same. J is equals to 3 mean minus 3 median divided by standard deviation. Here also you can get common, 3 as a common. Okay, so you can get common 3. So the formula will become J is equals to 3 common mean minus median whole divided by standard deviation. Okay, so we got the formula in terms of mean and median. Okay, I hope you understand. So we have the formula for skewness, that is Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness. In the same way, we have the formulas for Bowley's coefficient of skewness. Bowley's coefficient of skewness. We'll see that also. The formula for Bowley's coefficient of skewness is Q3 plus Q1 minus 2 median divided by Q3 minus, that is Q3 minus Q1. If you remember, I told you that median is nothing but what? Median is nothing but Q2. Median is nothing but what? Q2. So, what will be the formula then? Very simple. Q3 plus Q1 minus 2Q2 divided by Q3 minus Q1. So, you can also remember that formula, but you have to remember this thing also. Q2 is nothing but what? Median. Okay? So, we got all the formulas of coefficient of skewness. So, we will solve the example of coefficient of skewness. So, let's take the first example for finding Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness. Okay? So, let's see example for Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness. Measurement and frequency. Find Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. We have measurements and frequency. Twenty-two, 23, 24, 25, 26. One, 3, 8, 11, 6. Okay, will take from 20. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and that will be 25. Okay, this is our example. 23, 24, and 25. I hope you are understanding this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that is the example. What we need? We need to find Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. So what is the formula first? What is the formula? What is the formula? See what is given here. find the calculation coefficient of stimulus. So you always have to go for a relative formula. So relative formula is what? J is equals to mean minus mode, divided by standard deviation. That is the formula. So for finding this, we have to calculate the mean. And identify the mode, and then we have to solve it. Okay, so you can generally we have to find both. So find the both absolute measure also and relative coefficient of stiffness also. Okay, so let's find that is relative formula. That is relative. We also have absolute. Generally, there is no problem to find absolute. Generally, problem is to find relative. Mean minus mode. That is very simple formula. Okay. So first we need to find mean. We have to find mean. So how can we find mean? That is what? That is nothing but what? That is x. That is f. Simple. Mean formula is what? Mean formula is very simple. Summation fx divided by summation f. So make another column, that is fx. Find fx. 20 to 1. That will be 20. 63. 22. How much? 176. 23 into 11. Find it out. 230 plus 253. 24 6 144. 25 into 1 25. Just sum up. Summation fx is what? 83 9 12 16 21 1 carry 2 4 10 17 22 26 28 8 2 3 5 6 681. So just make sure that I am doing proper calculation. You have to just check it out first. Okay, I am doing it roughly. So summation fx is what? 681 divided by summation of frequency. Just calculate the summation of frequency is what? 134 12 12 11 23 23 30. Okay. That is 30. Just calculate it. I'll calculate with my mobile. Let's see whether we got right answer or not. Hmm. 681 divided by 30. 22.7, and 22.7 is also given in the book. So what we have solved is correct. 22.7. So we got the 22.7, that is mean. Now what we need to find? We need to find mode. So mode definition is very simple. Data with maximum frequency. Maximum frequency is here 11 and data is 23. So you can directly put 23. Why? Max frequency. Maximum frequency. Okay. So we got mode. Now we have to find SD. SD means what? Standard deviation. Standard deviation formula is what? Summation f d square divided by summation f. Summation f d square divided by summation f. I have to write it very clearly. Summation f d square. So for that you have to find d. So I have to make d column here. So d column x minus x bar. I am making it here. Just I am making it here. So what is x bar? X bar means what? Mean. Mean is what? 22.7. So 20 minus 22.7. So it will be 2.7. You have to always consider positive value. You always have to consider positive value. 2.7, 1.7, 0.7, then 22.7, then 0.3, 1.3, 2.3. Okay. What we need? We don't need d. We need d square. So by using that column only, we can find d square. So just square that term. Square of the term, write it here, and then f. Just square it first, and after getting that, we have to use another column, that is f d square, and then we will get the required value, that is summation f d square here. So I am making the square. 2.7 into 2.7, that is 7.29, 1.7, 2.89, and the next 0.49, 0.09, 1.69, and 2.3 into 2.3, 5.29. We got the values of square. Now what we need? F into d into f d square. F d square is that frequency into d square. So 1 into that term, it will be same, 7.29. 3 into that term. So 3 into 2.89, 8.67. 8.67. Now 8 into 0.49. 8 into 0.49. So 3.92. 3.9. Now the next term is 11 into 0.09. So it will be 99 to 0.99. Okay. Now 6 into 1.69. 6 into 1.69. 6 into 1.69 is what? 10.14. 10.14. Okay. Now 1 into that term, it will be like this only. 5.2. Okay. So we got all the values. We just have to sum up that value and we will get the summation f d square. So summation f d square is what? Just have to sum up that values. So 7.29 plus 8.67 plus 3.92 plus 0.99 plus 10.14 plus 5.29. So my answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. Answer is what I am getting is 36.3. So summation f d square is what I am getting is 36.3. 36.3 divided by summation of frequency is what? 30. So just have to find it Let's find out. 36.3 divided by 30. That is 1.21. And I think answer is 1.1. So let's get under root 1.21. The answer is 1.1. So I am checking it here, and 1.1 is the right answer. So in this way we got the answer, and we can also have to also find the absolute measure. Absolute measure is very simple. Mean is what? Mean is 22.7. So I am calculating it here. 22.7 minus mode is 23. So minus 0.3 is the absolute measure. Okay. So that is the absolute skewness. Now we can find relative skewness. So we have all the values. So we are going to write it here. Mean minus mode is what? Minus 0.3 divided by 1.1. So minus 0.273. So the answer will be, I am writing it here. Answer will be J will be minus 0.273. Minus 0.273. So see, that is the absolute value and that is the relative value. So generally these terms are very much similar if you look at both the terms. Okay. So in this way we have solved the example of Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness.